Hello again. Today I have a quite unusual high pin count lock for you, the Codkey Locksys L52. This lock has 3 rows of pins with 24 pins in total and is the advanced version of this specific model. Additional to that, there's another special security feature implemented, a split core design. That means that the lock contains 2 separate cores, one behind the other. The extra long key has to turn both cores simultaneously to open the lock. You can see which part of the key is interacting with the back and which part with the front core, separated by this groove here. The front core has 3 rows with 5 pins in each row, and the back core, that one that is actually turning the cam, has 3 rows with 3 pins in each row. As you can see, both cores are completely uncoupled and can rotate separate from each other. This can increase the security and difficulty, as it is very tricky to tension both cores at the same time, to pick all the pins in the back with this damped feedback, and to build these extra long tools you need for this. On the other hand, it leaves room for a selective attack that will bypass the majority of locking elements. This is what I'm going to show you today. If you attack this lock the usual way, you would apply tension and start picking it. As demonstrating with the dimple rake, it's not that difficult to pick the front core, but then the back core would still not turn, and the lock in general would stay closed. You can see the still locked back core in this overlay video. My idea is quite simple, as I plan to just attack the core on the back and ignore the whole front part. Therefore I have to build a special tension tool that reaches to the back but leaves enough room for picking, and that is not applying any tension to the front core at all. The quick and dirty prototype looks like this. For the pick I took steel wire, silver soldered it, and gave it the final shape with a Dremel tool to build an extra long flag that can reach every pin in the back, like you can see in this image. As handles I used those beautiful handmade pieces from Memorian, alias Brown Bear Lockpicking. I will put a link in the description, as you have to check out his latest work. To prevent this type of bypass I'm going to demonstrate, you could for example couple both cores if the front core turned 90 degrees. This would keep the tensioning and picking difficulties of a split core design, as there shouldn't be enough room to manipulate the back core pins when the front core turned, but won't allow a selective attack only to the back core, as the front core would have to rotate completely in any case as well. For my picking attempt I will overlay the lock-on view of the backside so you can see how the back core behaves during this attack. Have fun! So first let's try out this nice long key. And of course it's working. Then I will apply clockwise tension with a custom tool I built to tension just the back part of the lock. And for picking I will use this long flag I built as well. Medium tension and starting with the right side of pins. Decent click out of 1, click out of 2, nice click out of 3, click out of 2 again, and I think right side is done. So let's continue with the top pins. Click out of 3, click out of 1 I think, click out of 2, top pins might be done, so just the left row left. Decent click out of 1. And click out of 2 and we are open. Nice, now I have to get this tension tool out. Okay, like this, and now you should be able to see that just the back part is picked. Let me show you. can see just the back core is turning. And now I will lock up and gut this, of course. Okay, so first of all we have to remove the screws, of course. And I will gut the first core, let's say, on the left side and the back core on the right side. Therefore I have to remove the screw. Then carefully get out the core. Um, okay, now the back core. So that's the actual core of the backside, backside part of the lock. Nothing too special. That's the housing or the Bible part, more or less. Just holes for the drivers. That's the front core I skipped in this picking process. It seems that this clip is fixed there somehow, so I can't pull out the core, but it's empty now. Nothing too special here, and this is just part of the housing that keeps the both cores connected. Nothing in there. So now let me rearrange everything for a nice close-up. So hope you can see all details now. Let's take a closer look at one of the pins, as all are more or less the same. So we'll take a key pin and a driver. As you can see, there's nothing too special about it. Just a standard mini driver and a key pin with no additional security features. And as said, all of them are more or less the same, just the length varies, of course, but there are no hidden spools or something, so all standard pins. But the amount of pins, 24 pins in total, make this lock, if you pick it usually, combined with the split core element, a really tricky experience. But as said, as those cores are not coupled in any way, not even after turning 90 degrees or 180 degrees, you can skip the whole front part with the technique and tools I showed. Anyway, an interesting lock design, and I think it can be advanced at least to make it more efficient. a nice and interesting thing. I hope you like this, the Codkey Loxus L52. Thanks for watching, see you soon, and goodbye.